We got a new webcam, guys. We're using it right now. It's actually this one right here in this cute little box, the Insta360 Link. If you guys want to take a look at this webcam, I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can take a look yourself. This is what the box looks like. It actually comes in a really nice, firm box, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to open. It took me a couple good shakes and a couple good thrusts. I definitely didn't cut that and took me like a minute, but don't worry about that. You can see that it's actually on a gimbal, which is actually the only time I've ever seen a webcam on a gimbal. It's pretty crazy, which means that you can get a full 360 range of motion, and with the AI tracking, which I'll go over later, makes for a lot of fun moments of running around the room and having it chase you around the room, which I did myself because I'm easily entertained. Besides the webcam, you can see that it comes with a bunch of other goodies, a bunch of paper that nobody's probably ever going to read. Once you've gotten through all that paper, you can see it's come with a USB-C to USB-C cable, a USB-C to USB-A adapter in case you don't got a C port, and then they also came with these little tracking marker things that I haven't used, but you can if you want. They're kind of cool. So you can see it comes with all this good stuff inside the box. Before we go into the nitty-gritty of the settings, I'm just going to go over a couple of my first impressions. It was really easy to set up. I just plugged it right into my computer, worked fine. I added it to Streamlabs OBS like I do for all my YouTube videos, and it worked just fine. The second thing I noticed is that the auto tracking is super addicting and fun. And it's as simple as holding your hand up to the camera like this. The camera will flash, and now it will travel around the room and follow my face wherever I go. You can even see my Halloween pajama pants. And so you can just go and do a full 360 around your room, which I'm not going to because it's kind of, you know what, I'll do it anyways. So I'll go over here, I'll go all the way this way, and then come back, run this way. You can see that it got stuck because I have my light right next to it. I have my LED little face lamp that lights up my key light. If you can see, I turn that off. It makes it a lot darker, a lot more sinister, if you will. But I like to keep that on to light all my YouTube videos. And then when you're done with the AI tracking and you don't want it to track you anymore, you just hold up your palm open, wait till it flashes, and it stops. Now, if I go over here, not gonna do that, and it's as easy as that. So I had a good hour of fun running around the room having it chase me everywhere. So this webcam's a lot of fun. One of the things that I didn't really like about this webcam right off the rip is that if you compare it to the Brio like this, then you can see that the Brio shot is such a wide angle shot. So you can see like the whole room. Unfortunately, with the Instalink, this is the widest shot that it comes with. So that was kind of a little upsetting to me, but the picture is so much better than the Brio because it has a 1/2-inch sensor, which actually comes with a lot of DSLR cameras. And for me, I wanted to graduate from the Brio, but I don't want to spend like $1,000 on a DSLR camera quite yet. So the Insta360 Link was the perfect like median for me. But I'm sure you guys want to know what else this webcam can do. So let's actually open up the software that it comes with, and I can show you guys all the different settings and doodads that it has. So this is the software that it comes with, and as you can see, there's a bunch of different things here. So you can see that we're using the 1080p resolution, but it actually does go up to 4K. The only problem with 4K is that it only goes to 30 FPS, and for me being a streamer and a YouTuber, I prefer to have the extra 30 frames per second, which is why I had it set at 1080p 60 frames per second. But if you want to use the 4K option, it'll look like this, and you can choose between that. They also have a bunch of other different resolutions you can use. One of my favorites being this one, which is 1088 by 1920. And so it actually gives you a vertical format. But the thing is, since the webcam is on a gimbal, it actually turns its head vertical. So you get the entire shot. You don't have to crop out anything when you're making your TikToks or YouTube shorts. So if I want to make a TikTok and then I turn on the auto tracker, I can go like this, do some crazy stuff, and then upload it to TikTok. I just think that's a really cool feature, which by the way, if you guys want to use this cool TikTok resolution, you'd have to go into more settings in the top right and then go down and turn on streamer mode. And that's going to give you that resolution. Well, let's go over some of the settings. You can see that the webcam has been messed up because I was messing with the auto tracking again, but I actually have a preset position, which I just click this and it'll put it to my YouTube position. And so you can see you have full control over the gimbal clicking this. You can also click and drag the joystick. So if I drag right, it'll keep dragging right, and it'll go into a full 360 because remember, this is on a gimbal. There's my little smartphone thing. So that's a full 180. And then if I hold left and keep going, it'll take a little while because it's, you know, has to do the shot, but it'll keep on going until it goes all the way back around. You can see my full entire room. There's my little key light that we saw earlier. There's my fan. So if I wanted to show you guys, I could just go and click this and just show you guys, hey, there's my fan. So it gives you a full 360 of what you want to see in the room without even getting up. It's actually really entertaining and really fun. So then you can also zoom in as well. Like if I wanted to show you guys my pores, I could really just go in here. I could set it to 4K resolution, see how nasty my nose can be. And I can use this instead of going into my bathroom with the light. and really just get on in. Oh my God, I need to wash my face. That is not looking good. I also need to shave, don't I? We'll do that after the video. And then if I'm like, okay, well, I want to go back to my YouTube position, I'll just hit the streaming position. But if I like this position, we're gonna hit this little plus button right there, like so, and then it'll be position 1. But if I want to go to YouTube, I'll click that, and it'll bring me back to YouTube. But if I want to go to the pour cam, I'll click on pour cam, and there you go. There's the pour cam. And if I don't like it, which I don't, I'm going to hit delete because it's ugly. I'm going to go back to YouTube. So those are the gimbal controls. So let's go to image settings. One of the things that I really like about this compared to a lot of other webcams, including the Brio, is that this allows you to individually go and adjust the inside of the exposure settings. So you can see there's an auto exposure setting, but if you don't use the auto, you can go in and manually adjust the ISO and the shutter speed. So if you want it to make it more ISO, aka more bright, you could go in and adjust it there. You can also adjust the shutter speed, which I've noticed if I have it on this one, it shows you like these little black lines there, but I'm like, okay, I don't like that because it's from my light. I'll go and change it to 60, and that just happens to work the best for me. You can also go in and change the exposure curve. So you can add these little like pinpoints and make it, you know, crazy there if you want to make it, I don't know how that works, but if you're smarter than I am, which I'm sure a lot of you are, then you can go ahead and figure that out. I kind of like this one. I don't know what it is, but I like it. But I can reset and it'll go back to normal. You can also change the white balance all the way down to the K, which I think is Kelvin. I could be wrong, but you can make it auto if you want it on auto, and it'll auto adjust, which I don't like that. So I put this back to where it was. You can also do the brightness, contrast, all the other stuff you can do with any other webcam. But the cool thing is you can save it as a preset at the bottom. So you don't have to go and adjust this every single time you go to use it. So once you've gotten it the way that you want it to, you can go to more settings, and these are the different gesture settings. So if I use my palm like so, I go wait for it to flash, which it just did on my end. And then you can see the AI tracking is now tracking. But if I do it again, it'll flash again, and then it'll be fine. So now it won't track me. So they also have a zoom one where if you hold up L for loser and then you go up, it'll zoom in up. But then if I do it again, I do L and then I go down, then it'll zoom back out. There's also a whiteboard feature where if you do the peace sign, it'll make a V. But the whiteboard feature is basically for educators and people like that have an actual whiteboard behind them, and it will zoom in and only crop out just that portion of the whiteboard so they can see the whiteboard. So it doesn't really apply to me, but that's what it does. You can also see they have enable auto tracking, so it can automatically track people. You got the single tap tracking where you go and actually touch the base of the webcam and it'll enable the tracking. And they also have AI zoom where you can zoom it to your head, your half body, your whole body. They also have different anti-flicker, which is cool. So mine's at 60 hertz. You can also do autofocus, manual focus, which at the beginning of the video I showed you guys, the autofocus is actually pretty good. It's very quick, so you just hold it up. Right now it's a little bright for this, but you can see that if I go here and then go here and then here, the autofocus actually works really fast. We also have the streamer mode, which I went over earlier. And then we have HDR, which doesn't support 4K or 60 FPS, which means I'm not gonna use it. You can also mirror your image, which flips it. Don't know why you would really want that. You can if you want, but there you go. You can flip it if you want. If you guys also look at the bottom of the screen, you can see that you have these little hotkeys for AI tracking. You got your whiteboard, and then you have an overhead mode, which will instantly turn the webcam's head 90 degrees down facing the ground. So if you guys are using a tripod, which I am not, then you'll click overhead mode and it'll look all the way down. But since I'm on the top of my monitor, you're gonna see the webcam, which is not helpful. So if I unclick this, you can actually see next to it, we have the desk view mode, which is a lot more useful. So I'll click desk view mode and it's gonna go down and look at my desk. So if you guys wanna see how dirty my desk is, which it's actually not that bad, cool. Then you guys can have that little desk view in case you guys wanna be one of those streamers that streams your, keyboard and, mouse. So shout outs to those kind of streamers. But if you don't like it, you unclick it and you go back to the normal webcam. So if you guys wanna check out this webcam, I'll leave a link in the description down below where you can get one. If you're watching this during the first week I released it, it's $15 off through my link, so go ahead and check that out. Watch this video to the side of me. It's gonna help you so much with your streaming game. My name's Cody. Comment spooky gang down below if you made it to the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.